Welcome to Mad Hatter Comedy's Homegrown Gigglers! We are back here again on a Tuesday night at Whiskey Creek. Ladies and gentlemen, look who is in the house tonight. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting independent comedy. Please give a big round of applause to Shaw TV. Yes. And a big round of applause to yourselves, you guys showing up Whiskey Creek on a Tuesday night. Thank you guys so much coming on out and supporting independent comedy. That's great. That's great. You guys having a good time? Yes, yes, yes. Anybody do anything special this weekend? You went to Idaho. Hey, that's kind of actually a lot funner than Medicine Hat. I mean, no, Medicine Hat is awesome. What'd you do in Idaho? Just went to Silverwood. Ah, that's like the amusement park, isn't it? That's pretty cool. Well, that beats what I did. I did yard work all weekend, so that was nice. I got sunburned. What'd you guys do? Eh? Kwanzaa days. Ah, oh, it was fun to enjoy outdoor entertainment during the summer holidays. Yes? Anybody doing anything tonight? No? I think celebrating anything? We got a birthday over there. Loud crowd. Happy birthday, Phil. You made it on the show. Good job. Anybody celebrating an anniversary? Nothing? Nobody's gonna give me anything? Anybody make parole? Somebody give me something to work with here. We are on TV. All right, now, you guys on a date? You guys look like you're on a date. You know how I know that you're on a date and you're not married? You look happy. That's cool. You guys are on a date? Yes, you're holding hands. I hope you're not brother and sister or anything. You guys are good? Yeah, yeah. Well, that's good. How long have you guys been dating? 6 months, and you haven't asked her to marry her yet? What are you doing? Oh, it got awkward in here. Got quiet. I'm just picking on you. 6 months. Take your time. How old are you? 21. Aw, that's so much fun in that age. It's really great. That's like that butterfly feeling still. You know, when you fall in love for the first time. Yeah. I'll never forget the first time I fell in love for the first time. You know, I'd been dating this guy for a little while. I think I was like 13. You know, we had been dating for a little while. I was getting all them fun-loving feelings in my tummy, you know. His birthday was coming up. And I wanted to show him how much I loved him and, you know, give him my real age. It was awkward and not part of my set at all, but I thought I'd just tell you that's good. Well, that's good. You guys are happy. You look happy. You're an adorable little couple. I hated dating. I was terrible at it. Absolutely. I'm married now, and I love it. Actually, you want to know something? It's something my husband and I have in common. We always said to each other, we actually confided in each other and admitted after we were married that part of the reason why he asked and I said yes was we both hated the dating scene. We just wanted out of it. We wanted to get married. And I blame my early dating life. I remember back, I try to think of when my first date was. And I'll never forget it. It was, I was about 18, 19. I was a late bloomer, actually. I was a little bit older when I started dating. And we were at the club one night. I was actually crashing my brother's stag. And I met this fella there. He was really cute. He dressed in a suit and a tie to the club. I was like, yeah, cute boy. He knows how to dress nice. You know, we start talking. He mentions that he's in his second year of school. I was like, fantastic. Dresses nice. Educated. He asked me out. I said, okay. So I show up for our date. We're going to meet for dinner. I was 5 minutes early. He was already there, eating on his third beer. And I'm like, hey. Conversation develops where he informs me that second year of school was high school. And that he couldn't come out after because his mom was picking him up so he'd be home by curfew. Dinner plans, our conversation consisted of how he enjoys picking up red ants with his hockey stick and putting it in a pile of black ants and watching them fight. Then there was Jim. Jim was good. I had a lot of fun with Jim. We had a lot of things in common. We had a lot of common interests. We had a lot of common friends. And after dating for a few months, we found out we had a lot of common family. That's why I was excited to meet Dan. Dan was good. Dan, we had a lot of fun with Dan. I really liked Dan. Our first date, Dan took me to a salon. I thought that was a bonus, right? Guy's gonna take you to a salon. He clearly cares about his appearance and his, We get there, I realize Dan's never been to a salon a day in his life. He was just trying to impress me, which was kind of a bonus. I had never been to a salon either. Do I look like the type of person that goes to a salon? Why are you laughing at that? Dan says he's gonna get a little bit of work done. I'm gonna get my eyebrows done. I'm gonna get my hair all fixed up. Dan's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna get something done too. He says, I got a little patch of hair on my back. I'm gonna get that waxed off. You know where I'm going with this, don't you, dude? Things are about to get painful. So this salonist, I don't know what they're called because I've never been to one, she gets him in the chair and she says, sir, kindly take off your shirt. I'll get you to do your back there. And he says, okay. So he takes it off. She gets him to sit in his chair like this. And I'm like, I've never been to one of these things before, but she's got him half naked and we're in the middle of the room here. Shouldn't this be in like a back room behind a curtain or something? Right? So I kind of start giggling and she's making eye contact with me. She's letting me know she's playing with this dude because she knows he's never been in a salon before either. She says, sir, I notice you have a small patch of hair on your lower back there. Kindly just, do that. And he says, oh, okay. She says, a little bit more. He says, okay. She says a little bit more without realizing what she's doing. He's got his bent. Things are there, right? So I'm like, holy man, like this is not happening right in front of me, right? So without warning, she grabs this hot wax and goes, Now this dude, 6'3", 280 pounds, and I swear to God, he made this noise. Now, once you go that far, there's no turning back. You have no choice but to finish the transaction, right? So we are on community TV. I'm going to be very careful of how I word this. She did just that. And I swear to God, 6'3", 280 pounds, this boy yells out, "Holy Kelly Clarkson!" I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened, right? So after all is said and done, I says to Dan, I'm gonna go up the street here just to the tanning salon. I'm gonna do some tanning. Would you like to come? He says, no, there's a spy store next door. I think I'm gonna go in there and look at some spy stuff. And his voice got deeper. He was, had to be a man at that point, right? So it's like 10 minutes later, I'm up the street doing some tanning. I get a text from Dan saying, you gotta get here fast. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? So this was in Calgary on 17th Ave, right? All those big windows. I'm running down the street, and I see Dan in the middle of the street standing like this. And I'm like, dude, what's going on, man? And he's like, she didn't get all the wax. She glued me to my leg. I've been standing here for 20 minutes waiting for you. Every time I try to walk to the car, I just turn in circles. I don't know what to do. This is a true story, you guys. So I get Dan back to my apartment. I get him in the house, not even in the kitchen, and he's got his pants off, getting things cleaned up. And I looked at him, I said, oh my God, this is our first date. The universe is clearly telling me something here. So you know what I did? I married him. So if anybody sees me and my husband walking down the street, 6'3", 280 pounds, and that's a true story. He is that big. He actually gets mad because I won't hold his hand in public. He's like, just hold my hand. I was like, dude, it looks like you stole me from a park. Like, I can't do that. But if you guys see us walking down the street, you now know how we met. That is a true story. You guys, we're going to kick this show off. Are you guys ready for some great local comedy? Yes. All right, we are going to bring up your first act. He is the star of the One-Liners comedy troupe that films right here at Whiskey Creek. He's one of my favorite up-and-coming comics. He's so creative. He's so brilliant. Please welcome to the stage, Troy Patterson.
Hey. How are you guys doing tonight? Good? Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Before I begin, I just want to thank a bunch of people for the opportunity to be here tonight. I'd like to thank ABC News, DEF Ali G, HIV J-Lo, Kim Scott. If you don't know her, she's the one that cheated on Eminem. Opie and Anthony, Qbert, RST Development, UV Rays, Tim Hortons Double Double, my ex-wife and ZZ Top. If it wasn't for all those people, I wouldn't be here tonight. I just wrote a joke. I don't know if this is funny. I haven't eaten chocolate in years. I think I had 4 score, and it was 7 years ago. We got the Hateful Eight right here in the front row. I want to tell you guys a true story tonight. That's going to be my set. Back in January of 2015, I think, Steph, you were emceeing that night, I faced a big fear. As a comedian, one of my biggest fear was to meet a girl and take her to a comedy show and then get up on stage and just bomb. And that's a common fear amongst comics. So I decided to just go for it. And so I got on Plenty of Fish, and I found a girl, and I asked her if she wanted to come to a comedy show, and she agreed. And she didn't know I was in the show, right? And we set it up so that there was no mentioning of my name before the show began or anything. So I went and picked her up, and we went to the show, and I just sat in the audience like I was a regular guy. And here's how I prepared to bomb. I decided I would tell jokes that were really cheesy or didn't make sense or just sentences that made no sense. And I was thinking about this last night and I thought, I wonder if I can find that old set list. And so I went digging through some boxes and I found it. And I brought it with me. And one of the ways to ensure that I would bomb that night is after I would tell a joke, I had 10 jokes, I would hit a cowbell. And so I went digging through some other boxes. I found the cowbell.
Makes sense.
So we'll just do the set that we did on a blind date. This is the first time we ever met. It was our first date and last date. And these were the jokes. Can you imagine if Mickey Mouse was a doctor and Donald Duck was the dental assistant? I'll only say no to drugs if they're shoelaced. This next one's a 2-worded joke. Dear Bambi. Never tell someone they're having a bad hair day because you don't know if their whole family has been killed by rabbits. I went to Japan with my sister. I thought it was yaki so-so. My sister said it yaki sucked. well, there's 3 more, and then we're done. A turkey moves to Hollywood. Next thing you know, he's tryptophamous. Last Halloween, Satan dressed up as a lasagna. We called him the antipasta. Yeah, so after the show, I drove her home, and on the drive home, she asked me if I just was using her to get a laugh, if I was using her for a joke. And I said, yes. Are you mad? And she said, no, I'm not mad. In fact, I think it's kind of sweet. Cool. So I dropped her off, and then sometime after midnight, I got a text from her saying, I had a great night tonight. I don't know what your fear is tonight. I don't know what your biggest fear is, but I want to encourage you to take a step towards it. In fact, if you play your cards right, it's not that bad.
I'm scared every time he gets on the stage because I just don't know what he's gonna do. He's the craziest mofo I've ever met, but he's creative and we love him except for the girl on the date. I don't believe you. I think she hates you. I remember that night. That was a true story. He sat in the audience with this girl. He's like, I'm on a date. I just met her on Plenty of Fish. It's like a blind date. I was like, but you're on tonight. He's like, I know. Don't tell her. And I had to bring him up, and I saw her face. It was the craziest thing. I'm like, please welcome Troy Patterson. And she's like, I watched him get up. It was eventful. She did enjoy it, but. Another quick question before we bring up your next act. Does anybody in the room know why the ATM has Braille on it in the drive-thru? You're all thinking about it, aren't you? The drive-thru ATM, Braille. I know it. All right, just still not going to get you with the questions. I will on the next one, all right? I promise. All right, you guys. This next comic was my sidekick on my talk show. We called him Double D. Was it Double D? Yeah, I forget already. Either way, that's his nickname. No, it's a cool nickname, dude. It's DJ Double D. You were my DJ. It was all good. Please welcome to the stage, Devin Burdani.
How's everybody doing? Hey! Enjoying the show so far? Good, because I got about 5 minutes to ruin it for you. So, interesting week. My roommates finally moved in, and my roommate's fiance hates me already. It could be that I'm kind of mean to her. She runs a business outside of Calgary, and she comes down the weekends to visit, and she realized that she forgot to fax some important contracts to her business partner in London. She's freaking out, so I look at her going, well, here you go. Here's a broom. With the time change, you just might make it. Yeah. She didn't talk to me for about an hour. Best hour of silence I ever had. Yeah, then later on, she was talking to her sister who came over for dinner. She's like going, oh, I want you to meet the man of my life. I'm walking through the kitchen going, I'll go blow him up and put him in his usual spot. Her sister really likes me. But I've already been told by my roommate to keep my hands off. He said nothing about feet. Yeah, but with the roommates and also being a comic, it gives me a chance to try out new material, and I figure the angrier she gets, the more funny it is to me. Well, that's my time, folks. You guys have a good night.
Somebody got the mic right. Good for you guys. All right, you guys. So without further ado, you guys, this guy is one of the members of the comedy troupe The One-Liners. He just filmed his 3rd DVD special here. He's got his DVD up for grabs tonight. Please welcome to the stage, Kurt Empey.
I actually have no material tonight. I thought we'd just all soak in the shirt for a while. This guy knows what I'm talking about. This guy. I'm envious of his beard and shirt. I would totally wear this shirt to a funeral. My own. It's next Wednesday. My deodorant recently stopped working. Can I ask you a question? To what degree do I have the right to guard this secret? Yeah, I'm sorry. That bit was the pits. Let's just roll on. I have a package of certs in my pocket. They're in mint condition. I'm not a very spiritual person. I'm not always looking for messages from up on high. But on the way here, I saw a red octagon with the word stop written on it. And I took it as a sign. A musician friend of mine is in a coma. And if things keep getting worse, it looks like his next gig will be unplugged. A hero of mine recently died. And he had size 13 feet. Those are big shoes to fill. I heard a rumor that my ex-wife was volunteering for Habitat for Humanity to build houses for the homeless. But it didn't make sense to me because she's always been more of a home wrecker. My neighbor woke up the other morning and his terrace was missing. So his deck, gone. His parrot was missing. Polly, gone. And his 8 children had disappeared. Octa, gone. He's in rough shape. I have another friend that lost an eye when she was just a little girl. But she always has to remind us of it. Every time she spells her name, she says, "That's Becky with an I." A hobby of mine is I like to hang out in hotel lobbies. I guess that makes me a lobbyist. So Lyme disease really ticks me off. Another thing about me is I don't like to eat fresh fruit. I like to eat rotten fruit. Don't get fresh with me. It would have been funnier if I pulled it off the first time, yes. Or no, it wouldn't have been? I don't know. I was gonna cook up a bunch of minnows, but I got bigger fish to fry. My friend earlier this evening was having a nice little Caesar salad to start, and a delicious steak, and these melt-in-your-mouth mashed potatoes. But he told me he's a really troubled guy. He's got a lot on his plate.
So I did a couple shows earlier on in the festival, and I struggled through it because I was pretty sick. Like, just give you an idea of how I was feeling. In my own head, I sounded like a robot with a hair lip. So that's how I was going. So just so I didn't have to talk as much, because it hurt to talk, it hurt to think, it hurt to do pretty much anything, I just kind of talked really slow and spread out the jokes longer so I didn't say as much. So I get to my closing joke. I go, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm single. And that's when I was leaving a good enough pause. I say I'm single, and someone in the audience yells out, no, you're not. I thought I would know if I was. Like, I don't know if they came back from the future or what's going on, but I still left there single, but apparently they saw something that I hadn't. So, the next day I ended up breaking down and going to the doctor. Like, I hate doctors, I really do. The doctor looks me over. They go, I see what's wrong with your tonsils. They look like a tomato, size and color. Like, I've seen a tomato in lots of different sizes and colors. Like, I kind of hope it's green. That'd be pretty fantastic, wouldn't it? Like, all in all, I had a tonsil infection, a throat, or a sinus infection, and an ear infection. So I go to get my prescriptions, and the pharmacist comes always going over my prescriptions with me. He goes, I'm just gonna let you know right now, your prescription here, I assure you, will give you explosive diarrhea. Like, is that really a better option than having a sore throat? Like, I mean, I think having your volcano erupting for a week is gonna be a little bit worse. So because of that, you're gonna wanna take your pills with food all the time. Like, don't miss it with food. Like, okay, I get that. You gotta have something in your stomach. The more I thought about it, I was like, what happens if I don't take it with food? Like, this is where my mind goes, is trying to figure this out. Like, I know it's gonna happen with the food, but something different has to happen without it. I mean, I didn't want to chance it, but I kind of did. And to make it even worse, he goes, but it should go away by the time the prescription's done. So you're saying I'm taking a prescription that's gonna basically make me fill my pants for a week, and it might go away after I stop taking it. I didn't think it was a very good trade, but it did anyways. But anyways, guys, that's my time.